Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
Hello? You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.
The train wreck of social media is now on the air. Here is your host.
There.
So
as much as I gripe about you doing that, I did it.
So
welcome everybody to the show.
Hey, Caleb,
They didn't hear nothing we just said. So
for the last 18 people that joined, hello.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to everybody that ever joined.
We're horrible. We're horrible.
I had it right. I would have had it
You
right.
would have had it right. Yeah, my boy will be doing the show when I'm not here. He'll be hosting.
I wondered why I had no feedback.
You didn't have your feet back.
Yeah. I had the sound on and I couldn't hear nothing. So
Now that we're back.
hey, let's replay.
Yeah.
Let's replay one thing. Hey, was there a Georgia Florida game?
No, I didn't see.
Hold on, we got to give a shout out. Did we give the shout out
No,
to Double Deuce?
Kayla Turner. That's our buddy Double Deuce when he gave his mom a shout out the other day. Now she's watching the show, and thanks for watching the show.
You notice we got sound and dropped 5 viewers? That's pretty sad, isn't it?
That's why we dropped 5 viewers, because they didn't hear. We didn't hear anything.
See, I have a special. There's a special place in my heart for a Double Deuce because that's my number and that's always
That's my
been my number.
birthday, and that's your
That was
softball
Ronnie
number,
Tidwell's
basically.
number at Gordon Lee. One of the guys is in my wedding.
I've always been a Double Deuce, and except when Randall gave me 36 because he didn't have a 22 small enough for me.
Man, you had to put some bulk on to be 36 on that team.
Yeah,
Or 22.
It's a 2XL.
Apparently 36 was for the little guys.
Yeah, you know.
No, it was I was wearing a 2XL.
Oh my gosh.
It
Yeah.
looked like he was getting ready to go to bed and he was 8 years old.
Why did we get quiet?
Was there football this weekend?
Hold on, we're not getting there yet. Hold on.
I'll keep saying it, D. Swain. I'll put it on the TV. You hit it.
Hold on,
I'm letting everybody.
We're letting everybody chime in because it's gonna get ugly before it gets good.
Oh, by the way, update: Ben Roethlisberger, COVID.
No, he was posted negative.
I just wanted to come in and say he had COVID. I
You
guess I'm wrong.
can't do me that way.
Can't always get what you wanted,
wanted.
but if you try somehow.
Will a certain kicker be there Friday?
Monty.
Yeah.
I'm not. I hope so.
Me too.
But they ought to let Jackson Ellis kick.
Yeah.
He kicks in the JV games. He kicked one in the varsity game.
Let him kick.
How do y'all?
He's younger than Monty, so when the time comes,
Can we start a watch?
I have
party
a
yet?
feeling he gonna get a chance to kick some this weekend. Try and beat Armucci 41-14.
Murchie. Or
The R's are solid,
Murchie.
or they're switched.
No, there is no R. There's an R in arm. The first,
Yeah.
it's Armucci. There's no R at
It's
like
Murchie.
Murchie.
It's like
That's how it's
corporal.
pronounced.
It is not.
They call it Armucci?
Yes.
Who calls it Armucci?
The people that live in Armucci and go to school there.
I have to call Armucci too.
Is it Armucci, really? I've heard it
call
called
it.
Armucci all these years.
I've heard it Armucci.
I have too, and that's
It's
by
like
all the sports.
That's why I'll let y'all do that. It's Armucci. Ask anyone. Walk over to this visitor side Friday night, and the 18 people that are there, because you know they're not driving from Rome to watch that butt whipping.
So we brought Fort Payne.
Is it going to be a butt whipping?
Oh,
Shut
God,
up,
yeah.
Gabe.
Come on.
I'm kind of wondering.
As long as they don't overlook, if they go out there intense, knowing it's their last home game, possibly for the seniors ever, they're not guaranteed a home playoff game yet.
All right, let's do this.
They're going to beat their eyes out.
Is there a way we can get the guys motivated on Thursday night show? How can we get the Gordon Lee Trojans motivated to whip some tail Friday night on Thursday's show?
Do you want me to show up shirtless or anything?
No.
I don't believe that's
Negative.
going to really motivate anybody. It might.
Don't protrusive.
Yeah, there you go. Good word.
So
Make sure I can get some of these Georgia fans on here real quick.
Oh, we getting them on there. I'm just marking them down as they come.
Gabe, how you like the new artwork?
one of my buddies who goes to Gordon Lee.
We've got
he's
our
on the
team flags
football
up.
team.
Randall's sharing the Tennessee
He
one.
bought a pair of socks so he could wear them Friday.
Who did?
One of my buddies that goes to church with me.
And he's wearing them. He's playing?
Yes. Because he bought them.
I know who it is.
You don't know.
Okay, I don't know who it is. It ain't number who I thought it was.
That's right, Gabe. You tell them, son.
What's up, Michael C?
No.
Biggest Ohio State fan in the world just joined.
Ohio State. We're going to talk about
Hey,
them
there's
tonight.
my man, Ricky Gilly.
We're
A
gonna talk-
fellow, a
going
dog
on,
fan
Coach?
such as yourself there, BB.
Yeah.
Ricky, don't go anywhere. We got some stuff to talk about, buddy.
I see Houston Bryant's on.
Oh, Houston!
Houston, man.
Houston! We have a problem!
Where you been, man? Where you been?
Got some Keith Perry over
I
here
saw
too.
some Keith Perry on also.
Keith's gonna listen to see how bad I cruise fine, and I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be delicate, but I'm not gonna be awful.
Did you talk to him?
Oh, did I talk to Keith?
Yeah.
You were with me the last time I talked to him. No, actually, you weren't.
No, you was going to talk to him Saturday. Tell him to come be on the show.
Oh no, I didn't. I've told him to come be on the show a
'Cause
dozen times.
Here's what I want.
However, I did get confirmation. I was told to pencil one Cyclops Steve Hurt in for next Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Houston Bryant said, I heard after the game Georgia found enough points to defeat Florida.
Yeah. That's what everybody heard.
Stacey Abrams.
It don't
got
work
him.
like that. Stacey Abrams doesn't have anything to do with Athens.
Well, she had them, but they kind of slipped through the cracks.
That's right.
See, I hadn't heard that.
You need to double check. You really? Dude, it's all over Facebook.
Yeah, they
you ain't been on
slipped. She
Facebook
had
all
it.
week.
I've tried to hide
Hey.
away from it.
She had it, but it slipped through the cracks.
You know the good thing.
That big old gap is what it slipped through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Steve
That's
after
not
work.
like us.
That's awesome.
And he said Riley normally has hitting instruction with Payne, but he's sure he can get it changed Thursday.
I can give her hitting instruction. She wants
You
to come back
could.
in. Yeah.
It won't be as good as Greg, but
What are you talking about?
Next subject, please.
yeah.
Are you seriously saying my hitting instruction would not be as good as Greg Payne?
That's
I don't-
exactly
I don't
what I'm
think it would be
saying.
either.
What? You have lost your mind. We'll get Greg up here.
All
Is
right.
Greg coming?
I don't know.
Greg is too famous for the
That's
Big
what I
Time Radio
think.
Show.
Mr. Mortgage, you know.
And he still owes some people some money for selling houses.
That's right. He needs to be on the show. I gotta get my cut in.
You need to
Hey,
go talk. You
Virginia.
need to pull that string.
Yeah, but seriously though, are we gonna?
I got Patch to come in here.
You're evil, dude.
How am I evil?
Because not everybody at home knows the story.
I assure you, he will say. Well, they will come next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm coming just to hear the story.
Oh, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, those two cats go way back, and they pick at each other constant. So
we're gonna have the double D-Lo or B-Lo.
Oh yeah. It'll go way back.
Oh, Kayla just said.
Kayla, you my girl.
Kayla, just log off. Just stop. Okay.
Look, quit drinking the haterade. We can't help it that your balls are terrible.
They're horrible.
Basketball school.
Terrible. It does not define my balls.
Ball school.
Horrible.
Basketball school.
Okay, question real quick before we get here.
I'd go more girls softball.
All right.
Basketball
I'm
school.
opening this question up to the floor to everybody that is listening, all 75 viewers that we have right now.
What's up, 74? Hey, you're kind of hot. 74 was logged on. Y'all just go on with the
was
show.
a little
I'm trying to
awkward.
get a date over here.
That was a little awkward there.
Hey, 74,
Go ahead.
Hit me up later.
I've never,
Number 74, by the way.
I never knew a 74-year-old woman to be.
Viewer.
That's
74.
incorrect. Sophia Loren's pushing 80, and she's still good looking.
She would turn you down in a heartbeat. Yep. I said it.
Where's this hate come from, Randy?
What? Hey, don't get off subject, squirrel.
Okay, me and you talked about this, and I want to throw
Just
this out
because
there.
Sophie Loren would turn you down, it's not hate, man. That's just fact.
You ain't
I hope and pray an 80-year-old would turn me down. I hope and pray they would. Question to all the viewers out there who hate Tennessee and to all the Tennessee fans. So this is everybody, right? If you, and this is just a question from a loyal fan, but it's a sensible from a coach's point of view. I'm assuming, okay. But I didn't coach football, so, but it's somewhat coach. I'm like
You ain't
I'm more
coached
like a
it
life
neither,
coach.
but you somehow think you can.
Am I more like a life coach?
Yes.
Because I coach you about life all the time, so I'm more like your life coach.
No question.
All right, so I'm a coach.
I just want him to get to the point.
Hey, I feel like I'm in that song.
Jeff Slayton, hey, we got a Democrat that I love watching right now.
I feel like I'm on Billy Ray Cyrus.
I coach champions for life. I'm coaching him to be a
Please,
champion
for the
for
love
life.
of God, ask the question.
Okay, here's my question.
I'm gonna take that.
If Garantano has been playing at Tennessee, how long?
He's a red shirt senior. So he's been there 5 years.
Okay.
And he gets to play next year.
This many on my hand. This many.
Not this many.
No, not that many. Not 4.5. 5.
4 and a nub.
Here's the thing,
Stay
though.
tuned in for next
Tuesday's going to get real interesting.
That's a red shirt year.
All right, now here's the thing. He's been there 5 years. He has played and started
a lot of games.
Uh-huh.
All right. He's had
with COVID, we didn't have to
several offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches. Okay. For the last 3 years, am I right? 3 with Pruitt?
3 with Pruitt, 2. This is his second with Chaney.
Okay. 3 years with Pruitt. 2 with Chaney. Here's my question. Why is he still horrible? And here's why I ask this. He's not he's athletic to a degree.
He's athletic and he's tough as nails.
But
you never want the first words out of your mouth describing the quarterback tough as nails.
Right, you don't.
That's your linebacker. That's who you want.
All right.
Now his freshman sophomore year, the offensive line was terrible, and Randall.
Well, they were, but at the same time,
here it is in a nutshell. Everybody has a ceiling. You don't know what that kid's going to do coming out of high school. He can light the world up.
No, I agree on that everybody has a ceiling athletic wise. But as far as training,
he doesn't get it between the ears. He doesn't,
and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at.
He doesn't practice, obviously.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at. For 3 years, Pruitt has coached him. All right, Pruitt's been the head coach. It's going to fall on his shoulders. But he's had an offensive coordinator and a quarterbacks coach. Your boy from Gators, what's his name?
He's a Seminole, but Chris Winkie.
Chris Winkie. Was he a Gator fan?
No, he was a Seminole.
Where did I get Gators?
Oh.
I don't know. Forgive me.
Florida?
Forgive me.
Florida State? I mean, the name's in it.
Okay, at least I got close.
Not really. Gators, Seminoles, way
I know
apart.
you hate. I know you hate.
Yes,
Seminoles.
worse than Georgia.
But former quarterback. All right, and here's what Pruitt said. This is what bothers me more than anything. Is he said Garantano
Chad Rogers, thanks for watching.
Gives us the best chance to win.
Here's what Chad Rogers said, and he makes a good point. Says he doesn't make reads quick enough, and he misses the windows.
Well, that's what they said about Tebow in the pro level. He don't read it fast enough. But he's right. Garantano, every one of Garantano's throws is about 3 seconds late.
Yep.
Maybe 4. And it's just obvious. It's like he I think that's the one. Okay, but by that time it's over.
Yep.
But here's the thing. And Pruitt says this, that the backup quarterbacks, all right, aren't even in the same league, aren't even close to Garantano.
So I got something to add to this.
Okay? So if they're not even close to Garantano, and Garantano is your best, he's been there 5 years and you've been coaching him 3 years, what is going on in that coaching office? That's what I want to know.
So
what are you coaching him doing? Get the water? Run the, what? What is it? Because I don't know. It's crap. It's what it is. But it sure ain't football.
I've first person, second person talked to a starter on Tennessee's football team today. I'll tell you, I can't. But,
Did you say you talked to him in third person?
He was with somebody I was.
He said Clifford Franklin.
That's what I was about to ask.
He was with somebody I was talking to.
Okay.
And he clearly said the best quarterback on this football team was Jarrett Garantano, and it wasn't close.
So
Not even close. And Harrison Bailey now, offered by Florida, offered by Georgia, offered by Alabama, offered by LSU. Talent's not the question. So Pruitt also said in that same comment, we destroyed this kid 3 years ago, or he got destroyed 3 years ago. And I believe that.
That's the truth.
Okay, why? For playing him too soon or what? How did they destroy him?
So if
offensive line, the Florida game is still in my mind. They hit him
unmercifully.
I mean, they were at 30-something to 3 and left him in there, and he still got beat.
But if that was the case, if you say that that's the reason because they hit him,
the reason.
Okay,
but what?
let's say if that's the case, I've been hit every angle. Florida just whipped my tail. I wouldn't be late on my throws. I'd be early on my throws.
So, to me, it's like hitting a baseball. So either you can hit a baseball or you can't. And
but he's been doing it 5 years, and he's the best they got.
But his freshman year, if we go back and
draft somebody else. That's what goes on.
We've tried.
Ricky Gilly said,
draft
Ricky Gilly said loyalty to the older kid and didn't get the young kid enough looks early.
I agree.
And that's got to play in.
And the young kid had COVID.
But
serious.
I agree with that, Ricky, to a degree. If Garantano was, if you got all your attention to the older kids and left the negligence out, then that means the last 2 years you haven't even looked at Garantano because he's not improved in 2 years.
The failure is not.
Has he not
in coaching? I don't know that
here's
the
thing.
is there.
Pruitt is a defensive guy. He's not going to be over there coaching Garantano.
That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, he's head coach.
Chaney, you look at Georgia. The 2 years since he's left, their offense isn't close. So getting Chaney last year was not a bad thing.
No.
But he can only do so much. He can't go down there and throw. He's got to work with what he's got. And if the players are saying he's our best option,
I kind of changed my mind.
Obviously, the quarterback coach is the one. Remember when Randy Sanders had to fall on the sword for
Chris Winkie is so fired at the end of the
year. Oh, no question.
He should have been fired last year. But back to the failure to me, in 3 years you haven't got a player good enough to step in on the field.
That's what the point I'm making right there.
You've invested in JT Shroud, who was an afterthought, a bad afterthought. like it was Tennessee or one other Division I school. Myra had some offers, but
he's got some talent. You can see some talent in him.
But you can also see, in my opinion, you can see he isn't ready to play. When he gets on the field, he isn't ready to play this year.
There were times last year I thought he looked good.
Yeah, and last year it felt like he just got out and threw it. I think Jeremy Pruitt's going to survive the year.
Oh, I think so too.
But I think there is a purge.
Here's
$21 million.
Let me ask you this: who you getting?
I agree, Ricky.
If you run Pruitt off after 3 years,
you're not getting.
It looked
who are you getting?
Saturday.
You're not getting Will Healy. He'll be like, nah. I'll stay here in Charlotte where it's awesome, and I'll get a better job next year.
So let's not forget, 13-0, and Tennessee dominated that football game for the first 2 quarters, and came out, and the failure wasn't on the offensive side of the football.
Well, it's read these comments. Go ahead, Randall, but I want you to be reading out these comments.
24 straight. Jarrett Garantano had you 13-0 at halftime. Should have been more like 17-0. Your defense, which Jarrett Garantano does not play defense.
No, again.
3 straight, 3 and outs,
All right.
straight down the field.
How does Pruitt survive this year? How? Because of COVID?
Who are you getting? Who are you going to hire?
Well, that's what we
thought.
thought
The
when
dude
we
in
got
Indiana is not
Jeremy
taking
Pruitt.
a job. He's going to get a big one.
Hold on.
Who?
$21 million. That's how he survives it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
You're not losing.
He is not going anywhere.
All right. So we're stuck. All right, now let's go back and catch his comment.
Contract.
Ricky makes a great.
Go first though. You still have the 2 from Chad. You said you were gonna get 2 first.
All right, Chad. Develop bad habits from terrible O-line. I agree
with that.
But
Sure.
you've had a
100%.
decent O-line the last 2 years. Okay, decent, real good this year. Mauer may still be the starter if he didn't. I agree, and that should be the
If
case.
he didn't get the concussion, you didn't.
If he didn't get the concussion, Mauer should be the
If
starter.
he didn't spend the summer
All right.
in the psych ward.
in the psych ward.
And I really like
what for sure.
I really like what Ricky said because I seen this Saturday, and he says you can't dumb it down any more at Tennessee than they already has. That tells you all you need to know about the quarterback, the QB room. And I agree because if you watch,
Like he
it was
said,
basic stuff.
There's one guy not surviving,
Yes.
and it's Chris Winkie.
Yes,
And
because
he may never get another job because of this.
And not only that, Brent Hubbs released an article. Sorry, but Brent
you're right, Chad.
Brent Hubbs released an article on his private website, and I usually don't violate that trust because I do know Brent a little bit. And he said among the other staff that Pruitt firing Jimmy Brobaugh at halftime of the Kentucky game has not played out well. And I don't blame you. If you go to work tomorrow and your boss gets mad at you at lunch
And that could happen.
and just aggravate it,
It absolutely could happen.
me too. I mean, I'm a marginal employee. But if you go to work every day knowing that your boss gives you a day's worth of work and says, have this done by the end of the day, and at lunch he fires you, did you really have a chance to do your job?
No.
And I think it has set a very bad precedent, especially on the defense.
Obviously put a bad taste in a bunch of kids' mouths.
So I'm saying 4 to 5. I say Pruitt survives because they gave him 5 years at $4.5 million in August.
He's in the principal's office at the end of the season.
They're
I guarantee you,
cleaning
Fulmer is in his face at the end of the year. Got to be. All right, who do you? All right, Chad said the bland offense allows the defense to pin their ears back. No creativity to keep them honest. Exactly true.
So
and here's the thing: no screens and no draws. Exactly what I've been saying with Tennessee.
Arkansas was walking 10 men up to within 3 yards of the football. Georgia done the same thing.
Oh, Ricky, you think so?
I mean, you can't. The only thing I can compare it to.
Who wants the?
Hold on.
You're talking. I'm sorry. I don't mean
we get fired up on that.
But whoever said you're not getting anybody better in Pruitt,
That's Ricky Gilly.
is correct.
Yes, you're not. Who are you getting? Since he thinks.
No, what I'm saying is I don't know. I haven't even looked at that area yet. I don't say we fired Pruitt, but I'm saying he's definitely got to be either hot
Fulmer's
seat.
going to have him in his office.
Well, he's going to have to, but at the same time,
So that's the answer to who.
where do you make your change
Yes.
at? You got to hire a defensive
He's right.
coordinator.
The next head coach of the University of Tennessee is Philip Fulmer if they fire Jeremy Pruitt. No ifs, ands, or doubts.
unless you bring in somebody that nobody knows. You can get Les Miles from Kansas, probably.
Oh gosh, no.
Exactly.
If somehow
What's he done at Kansas?
You just interrupted me.
If you ride this ship, maybe you do get Will Healy some point. And I think Will
Yes.
Healy's going to be a great coach.
Oh, I do too.
And I think there's a lot of ties to Will in this area.
That
And
helps
I think
a
a lot
lot.
of people in Knoxville want Will. But what you've got to do is you've got to give Jeremy another chance.
And
All right,
the dude
that.
from Indiana,
Is a real football coach.
oh, he's going, and
He had
he
Tennessee beat.
he's
What
not
about
going.
Frost from Nebraska?
What?
He's been
Frost.
horrible at Nebraska. Nebraska's just marginally better than Tennessee.
But he's building there. I mean, Pruitt's got you a pretty good
Well,
start.
hold on. He's been at Nebraska as long as Pruitt's been, and they're barely better.
I thought Jeremy was building. I didn't mind losing to Kentucky. All right, let's go back to Kentucky. You throw 2 pick sixes, you lose the football game. And I was like, okay, bottom. You got to get better from now.
No.
But you go to Arkansas, and you dominate the first half, and I don't care what anybody says, Tennessee dominated that first half of football. And Arkansas, Sam Pittman, who people in this room made fun of that they hired, out-coached you horribly in the second half.
Sam Pittman doesn't have to win another game, and he is going to be the SEC Coach of the Year.
Agreed.
End of discussion.
Agreed.
And no matter how bad Tennessee is, it's just like Sam Pittman said after the game. I beat one of the logos of the SEC. That's one of the schools everybody looks at and goes, that's the tradition of the SEC. Sam Pittman just secured his recruiting.
Oh,
class.
he's gonna have a raise at the end of this year.
Yeah.
All right, sell me on Will Healy because I don't think he's. I'm not sold on Will Healy being the next.
Well, he went to Austin Peay that hadn't won a game in as long as Arkansas, and he took them to a bowl game.
Hey, if you've won,
But is that hard at that level?
Yes.
Are you Austin Peay?
Austin Peay.
What was the record on that?
Austin Peay is the worst FBS school in the nation. You think about pick the school. Is it Vandy historically? Maybe. Is it? Let's think of the worst Northwestern.
Not even close to Northwestern.
No, worse than that. Let's think of
who did he?
Duke football. 2-10, 1-11 every year.
UMass.
Okay.
UMass.
Hold on, wait a minute. Go back to Duke. They had already talked to having who's their head.
Oh, Cutcliffe ain't coming back. He don't want that headache.
Think about though, but he's not done anything at Duke really.
He's done enough.
He went to the ACC championship game. I'd give my arm right now for Tennessee to be in the SEC championship game.
Chad said something, and it's the truth. Brow's offense for Arkansas, that kid is sharp.
Great hire.
I hope he doesn't have all his daddy in him, but he's got some of his daddy in him for sure.
He could have. That Florida State could have had him.
I do like Ricky's comment.
Well, they had him.
Read the next one.
True,
Hugh
They
Freeze.
did have him.
Could Les Miles come in though with his
Well,
LSU prowess, and come to?
I'd rather have Philip Fulmer than Les Miles in that conversation. If you're telling me Les Miles or Philip Fulmer's our next head coach,
Fulmer.
I'll take
all right,
Fulmer.
now
Fulmer's not going to try to coach that.
But if you've got Fulmer,
he's going to think,
all right,
I'm back.
Well, that's what
you ran me off. I'm back. People are going to start coming.
Les Miles is basically doing what Philip Fulmer would do. He's just the head of the ship, and he lets everybody else do all.
And he might be.
Philip Fulmer would hire great assistants.
Would he?
Well, he has a history of firing.
Why is he not doing
He
it
has
now?
a history of hiring and firing.
Why is he not talking
Or
to
running
Jeremy
them
Pruitt
off.
at the end of this year and saying, okay, this has got to be fixed this year, and stop with Garantano?
So,
Chad, did you know this? That Tennessee interviewed Browse?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Do you know that the reason Jim Chaney got the job was basically that Jim Chaney's in Knoxville for life. He owns a home on the river.
Well, I bet there's one other reason.
All right,
because rumor, and this maybe we can segue into what really football game we need to talk about. I think Chaney wanted out of Athens.
I don't think he was working for Kirby.
From what I hear, Kirby, as brilliant as he is about defense, will not allow his offensive guys to take full control, which is insanity.
But that may be what Jeremy. To me, that's what Jeremy Pruitt said.
And it might be. I mean, let's be honest. Saban didn't relinquish offense until Kiffin and It was probably after Kiffin left.
So
He had to, Kiffin being the guy that he is, butted heads with Lane Kiffin, no question. But he proved, I can make your offense better. And I think that's when Saban's like, you know what, I probably ought to step back. Until somebody is willing to confront Kirby, Pruitt, and let them know, look, take your butt next door. You want to talk defense? Yeah. That's your gig. Go over there. You're not coming in here and telling me how to do my job.
So a couple of rumors that's going around, if they are a change, and these names might not stand Tennessee fans on their ears, but one of the names that's bandied around is Freddie Kitchens. He's an ex-NFL coach, fired after 1 year. But him and Jeremy have a connection.
But he was really good with Detroit.
He was really good.
And he was really good with Cleveland. But Georgia's OC was really good at Cincinnati.
That's true. And Tennessee's OC made Nathan Peterman into an All-American. That's the reason he was at Georgia.
Yes.
All right. Keith Perry, serious question. Salary aside, would any other SEC school trade their head coach for Pruitt right now?
Did any other
Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt would, yes. Kentucky, I bet Kentucky might.
Well, no chance.
No, I'm saying not now, but they were kind of after the win, of course not.
Be fired at the end of the year. Has anybody got any question
Who?
on that?
Muschamp.
No, so you got Muschamp,
who I hope comes back home to Gainesville as the DC.
Right now, I don't think people in Mississippi State are clamoring to slap Mike Leach on the back.
No. I'd say they'd get rid of Leach.
Shut up, Gary. Nobody likes Roll Tide.
So September the 1st, today is what? November the 10th.
Yes.
September the 1st, we wouldn't have traded Jeremy Pruitt for anybody other than
Saban,
maybe Mullen. I wouldn't have traded him for at LSU, who has went straight down the toilet.
He has.
There's no way September 1st I trade Jeremy Pruitt for Sam Pittman.
Oh,
we laughed.
No.
Sam Pittman was a joke. Gus Malzahn is probably going to be fired at the end of the year. Here's the truth. Here is 100% of the truth. If this was a normal year right now, Tennessee would be 5-3.
Yes.
Think about it.
Because they'd have their cupcakes. And they probably wouldn't lose them this year, even though...
No. But
I don't know. Can you really say that?
They were playing
Look at Garantano.
Bad schedule.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about this year.
Garantano beat South Carolina and Missouri.
But he lost to Georgia State. And who was the other
BYU.
one?
BYU's good.
They are now, but that was,
and they were good last year.
BYU's on
They're better this year.
They're better this year than last year, but we didn't know they were coming up that strong.
BYU may be a playoff team.
Yes, they are. Well, they were last year.
Tell me
they won
this.
their bowl game.
Out west of College Station, Texas, who do we know anything about? I don't know anything. I saw USC gifted a win by Arizona State.
I love watching Arizona State.
Because of
Utah, yeah, and that's right, because of Herm. But I mean, that's why we watch.
So,
hello.
But nobody watches.
Hello.
We don't know anything about any of those schools.
I don't.
Utah.
I watch Stanford and Oregon only because my schedule on Saturday nights gets me home late, and I watch the West Coast.
You want to watch
game.
football? I got you.
I got it.
So I watch Stanford and Oregon, and I'm gonna tell you what. All right.
I hear you, Gary. Gary had a question.
Oregon's uniforms looked killer Saturday. That color scheme is awesome. I wish Tennessee would do something.
The answer is yes, Aaron Rodgers.
Would anyone succeed at quarterback for Dallas with the O-line? We're going to get to that in just a sec because there are several that will.
I think that's the same question as Knoxville.
I don't think – all right, wait a minute.
Rodgers.
Chad says, I don't think Auburn fires Gus. He has consistently beat Bama more than any other modern-day coach. You're right.
If he were to beat Bama this year, they're not firing him.
Yeah. If he beats Bama or even plays them where it's maybe a last-minute quarterback screw-up, he's got his game.
Keep your job.
Huh?
They've been trying to fire Gus Malzahn for 4 years.
Yeah.
Who they going? But same thing as Tennessee. Who they going to get?
But the thing about Auburn, you can tell me something about Auburn. Whoever they hire is going to win. They've circled.
Auburn's got talent.
They have circled through some of the worst coaches ever. And what's the Gene Chizik won a national freaking championship at Auburn? He can't even get a job.
Pat Dye's dead now.
Yeah,
he can't really.
Yeah,
coordinate what.
Oh no, Keith! Oh my gosh! Did you see what he says?
Hey,
Do you
Keith,
believe that?
I will see
Pruitt
you.
wouldn't do any better at Vandy than the coach they have now.
I'll see you basketball season when you lose 2 by 40. So just shut up.
And Ricky agrees with him.
Okay.
But he may be right because
Well, he might be right.
yes.
Let's go to the Florida score now
When
because
you
it doesn't
look-
make me mad.
when you look
Georgia
at it-
was the trash that we thought they were all year, and it's been proven.
Here-
Go with it, these players.
Here's my question.
We're bad, and you dominated us, and you think that makes you a national championship contender, and you've been in with 2 good schools all year, and you got hosed. How? Bad! So don't come over here, because you ain't seen no good football either. Back to you, D-Swain.
What have I said since we knew they were going to play football? What have I been consistent about saying? Now, did I know Florida's defense was going to be not good?
Hold on,
no,
Gary, we're going to cover that in a second too.
I didn't. But I said Florida's offense was going to score on Georgia.
Can you-
I don't
can you
care how
explain-
good their defense is.
LSU. Are they playing?
And Georgia's offense is not good. And what happened?
If you can't
Georgia's
work out
offense
there.
is bad. Florida's offense is really, really good. And you saw it come to fruition
All right, 'cause
Saturday.
now-
And
Barnes-
Jackie Mullen has not said a word about football since halftime Saturday when he said, that was interesting, good thing Kirby is a great halftime adjustment guy.
Next
He
Tuesday.
really, really is.
All right, next Tuesday we've got.
Do you not want to hear about
Yes,
this?
I do. I'm fixing to get there because I want to answer this real fast. Next Tuesday we've got Steve Hurd, Greg Payne coming.
That's
Next
postponed
Thursday,
again.
can
Are
we
you
get?
sure we have Greg Payne?
Well, I'm just saying that's our plan. If Greg don't show up, fine. We got Steve Hurd.
3 hours ago, it's still postponed again.
Can we get Keith Perry and Ricky Gilly up here next week?
I don't know, Keith, Ricky, y'all let me know. Y'all
think
are
it
more
would-
than welcome to come.
Yeah, I think it would really be very beneficial to get all the opinions out here. I think it'd be great.
Keith just said quarterback is trash at Georgia.
Have you seen our quarterback?
Still better than the Tennessee situation.
Have
Yes,
you
yes,
seen
you're
our
right.
quarterback?
Yes, it is Georgia is a better situation than Tennessee.
Yes, by far.
That's not debatable.
Your hope was to win a national championship.
Stetson
Ours
Bennett
was to
is
go to the
still
Birmingham
better
Bowl.
than Garantano India. Stetson hurt his arm. All right.
Yeah, a
It's-
separate
I-
shoulder.
He didn't.
He's separate
Florida's
shoulder.
blitzer hurt his arm.
All right.
A separated shoulder.
Give Florida all the praise and credit.
But
The
now-
boy's shoulder got separated.
As bad as Florida's defense supposedly is, Georgia, between 2 quarterbacks, only had 108 yards. That's horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah, and it's on them more than it's on Florida.
Yeah.
All right, Keith Perry's in. He'll be here.
Awesome. We're
It's
gonna have a
gonna be
good
fun.
time.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We're gonna have a good
All right,
time.
Let's do this. Let's do this. If
No, let's keep talking about the football
right,
game.
but I'm saying let's get Keith here next Tuesday in case Greg don't show up, and we'll set Keith over here, and then you got Greg or Steve over there.
You don't
So
want to
we'll,
sit by me. I'm not a true Georgia fan.
Keith, well, y'all two teaming up on him will be
Hey,
great.
are you bringing the Mason Storm outfit? Because I'm going to bring the the
Ricky
Randall.
said Georgia's chances went down to 2 when Newman bailed. See, I don't buy that. Newman was a below average quarterback for the 1 year he started in the ACC.
So we've come full circle this football season to what I said week 1.
He gets excited.
Alabama, Florida,
it needs to be
Texas
like
A&M
Yep.
are all
Fuzzy
elite
15.
football teams. And as much as we don't want to admit it, Texas A&M,
Yeah.
let's not. I mean, they hold a victory over Florida. They played bad earlier in the year. But if they run the table, Texas A&M,
Oh,
Could be sitting in the shadows, just be like,
yep, I'm here. Y'all have a good time in that SEC championship game.
the thing is, what hurt them, or what is going to hurt them, is the fact that Clemson lost to Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's going to lose to Clemson in the ACC championship game if Trevor Lawrence
Wait a
is
minute,
playing.
who you talking
absolutely.
about, Ricky?
Garantano.
So,
I don't think.
They
I
may
don't
actually
think
take Notre
Garantano's
Dame
better
and
than
Clemson.
Bennett. I don't.
you know, we always talk, if they're going to take 2 teams, it's coming out of the SEC.
But did
With
Notre-
all the love for Notre Dame,
Yeah.
they may take 2 from the ACC.
And they did beat Clemson. So.
That's what I'm saying.
they beat Clemson with
without Trevor Lawrence. Now,
Somehow their backup quarterback that wasn't highly as recruited as ours goes in and plays like a 5-star.
yeah, throws for 450.
And ours can't even play because we're afraid he's going to get destroyed. So.
Midget mailman. Fields is greater than midget mailman.
Oh yeah, now we've talked 2 years.
Ricky.
Lance Tarvin is the biggest Justin Fields fan there is, and he gets mad every single time you start talking about Georgia quarterbacks because Justin Fields is at Ohio State. So I get it. Yes, Fields.
Do you think Garantano's better than Stetson Bennett?
I would rather have him on my team. Yes.
Stetson Bennett or Garantano?
Garantano.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I've not seen enough Stetson Bennett to go that route.
He's bad, and he's little.
He's Rick Clausen.
I still would rather have Rick Clausen than
Here's the thing: when he was
Garantano with the right coaching, maybe
Rick Clausen had all
make
the
him a dual
talent in the world
threat.
and couldn't win.
When
you got to make Garantano a dual threat.
Rick won at LSU and at Tennessee. You talking about Casey or Jimmy?
No, I'm talking about Rick. He came in the year that Eric Gaines was a starting quarterback and come in and had a horrible start, and they made Rick the starter. That was the worst 5-game stretch.
We may have looked awful, but did they go 4-1?
No, that's like the beginning of the end for Fulmer.
Yeah. All right.
Georgia beat us 41-0.
Here's the thing. Stetson Bennett knew at 14 years old he wasn't this. So the kid literally wore his dad's mailman hat so people would remember him. His nickname is the mailman because of that very thing.
Yeah, well, he was at the combine.
Garantano was a legit 4 or 5-star, depending on where you look, coming out of high school.
Garantano picked Tennessee over, take a guess, Ohio State. And Ohio State's backup plan to Jarrett Garantano was a guy named Dwayne Haskins, who was a first-round pick 2 years ago.
Okay, now what does that say about your coaching staff?
It says it's been horrible, but I don't know if it's this staff
or the
one before. Because
got a point.
If my daughter is in the 5th grade and her teacher in the 1st and 2nd grade was horrible, she can't do math at a 5th grade level, and she could have the greatest teacher level. And I can't speak at a 5th grade level. But, I mean, it takes...
yes, Gary, you're right.
I don't know. Garantano's got issues, and I'm not going to defend him. I wish they would set him on the bench. I would rather see... Can we get Juwan Jennings back to run Wildcat?
I saw Harrison Bailey, but I was flipping back. How'd he look?
I was looking at a blank TV by the end.
Did you throw something at it?
No, I just cut it off.
I mean, so you didn't get to see him play?
3 straight drives was enough for me. The defense was enough for me.
Well, for all you Georgia fans out there, I was a nervous wreck until Mathis threw the last pick to Sean Davis, and then I finally relaxed.
Can I say DeJuan Mathis looked great on the one drive, though?
He did look good on one drive.
Yes.
He ran with a little conviction, unlike he did against Arkansas. Made a couple of decent throws, but then the real DeJuan Mathis showed up.
Yeah.
And he started running scared, and anytime Florida got pressure on him, nothing good was going to happen.
I literally wanted to talk about Tennessee football so little. I was happy that the COVID canceled the Texas A&M game because I didn't have to talk about it.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
And your brother in orange, that's all he wants to talk about.
Go home and watch my game films of the '98 National Championship.
All right, here's what we're going to do. It is at the bottom of the hour. Time to go to commercial break. When we come back, it is NFL talk in the house, and then we're going to end the show with the Masters. We'll be back
with us, please.
Right after this.
High Def Detailing specializes in restoring the look of your vehicle to that new vehicle look. No detail is missed, turning your dirty ride into a ride to show off. Custom packages that everyone can afford. A wash, wax, polish, detail, shampoo, and more. If you care about your ride, then call High Def Detailing today. 423-883-6888. That's 423-883-6888.
Brought to you by the fine folks at Gary Thacker Insurance over at 2382 Battlefield Parkway in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach Gary and the gang over there at 706-866-8283. Summit Rental and Sales down at 5012 Battlefield Parkway in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach Todd and the crew at 706-841-0777. River City Athletic Fields. They're the title sponsor for our top 10 list, and they're just a bunch of good guys over that way. Alex Vaughn and the crew at River City Athletic Fields make some of the finest playing surfaces this side of the Mississippi. Phil's Primetime Pizza down in beautiful Chickamauga, Georgia. You can reach them at 706-375-4448. Kevin and the crew make some of the finest Italian food around. Until you've had a lunch combo with a couple of good slices of pizza and a bag of Funyuns and a Dr. Pepper, you hadn't lived. Greg Payne over at Summit Funding. Loan officer for all your home loan and refinance needs at 423-645-9404. That's our good friend Greg Payne. Chattanooga Flower Market, 8016 East Brainerd Road over in Chattanooga at 423-899-2440 or ChattanoogaFlowerMarket.com. They put together some of the most beautiful bouquets and floral arrangements anywhere in the city of Chattanooga, and they do offer same-day delivery. So if you get in trouble with your wife, you can make a call to them, and they'll take care of you. Hot Shots Cheerleading. The Hot Shots All-Stars over at 117 Heron Street in Fort Oglethorpe. You can reach them at 423-509-9732. Whether your child is a gymnast, a tumbler, a cheerleader, you want to make them a better athlete, send them to Hot Shots. Choo Choo Barbecue of Chickamauga. Jeff Beagles and the crew at 12960 U.S. Highway 27 down in Chickamauga, Georgia. You can reach them at 706-375-7675. And folks, if you like barbecue, this is the place for you. The smell of that place is absolutely heavenly. You walk in, you want to chew your arm off, so it doesn't get any better. And they are also the title sponsor of our Friday Night Scoreboard.
He said we need to hire Ron. We do.
We're going to sing to you.
Chad Rogers is right. He said JG must be the best practice player in the nation.
He's got to be. I mean, at the same time, it's...
Well, Nathan Peterman, you can leave him out.
Oh, he's horrible.
Because we're talking court. Felipe Franks.
And played great against Tennessee. Hey, I got a special guest that's watching us.
He's doing the same thing he did at Florida.
New Mexico.
I mean, they're 3-3. That's what he did at
My buddy
Florida.
out there in New Mexico. She's a New Mexico State Aggie, so I'll give her a shout out.
Right on.
She's in New Mexico right now?
And, yeah, she's a teacher out in New Mexico.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Somebody
we hope you enjoy it.
Torching me because my ears are on fire.
Hey,
all right.
It's wrestling night versus football. We're screaming at each other.
We're going back to the Florida-Georgia game and actually break it down. You had your moment.
You ain't going to let it go, are you?
No, absolutely not.
After what they put you through last year?
Correct.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
No!
Randall, me and you are in timeout. He gets his moment because of what they put him through last year. I'm going to let him shine. So y'all two break it down.
I wasn't here to dog him last year.
I've got to say one thing, and then I'll be quiet. Basketball season starts November 25th.
You can join in with this because I'm not going to torch Georgia.
You should.
I'm simply going, dude.
You got the floor. So
here's the thing.
You deserve this.
As a Florida fan, I don't blow up beating any one team.
Right.
I expect Florida to win all the time. So it's a big game, but they're all big games when you're trying to get to the national title game.
Keith 30 cents, make it quick.
Yeah. How much time you got, House? You're in that truck till 10 o'clock, so guess what? No. What did I say at the start of the year about Georgia? Well, yes, that's correct. But I said their offensive line wasn't good. And with the exception of one game this year, they've been okay at times. They haven't been great. After that first run of the game, they rushed for another 75 yards the entire game. Florida got sacks, which they haven't sacked quarterback a lot this year at all. They got some sacks. They got tackles in the backfield that put Stetson under pressure and Mathis. When you're behind the chains, it's not just the quarterback. The offensive line is near as dominant, and a lot of it has to do with my man in Arkansas, which, even though we made fun of him for taking the Arkansas job, we knew how great of an offensive line coach he was. We knew that. And they say now this thing I will harp on and beat up all the Georgia fans. They hired Matt Luke. They done all right. He had, what's his name? Blindside. Michael Orr. He coached Michael Orr at Mississippi. Lord God, I could have coached him.
Got fired at Ole Miss.
Got fired at Ole Miss from the head coach, but it was a home run hire. Down at Georgia as the offensive line coach. $1 million a year. Good job, boys. Y'all keep making hires like that, please. Now, Keith, we had this discussion this weekend. He said he's at home and he'd rather wax his back than hear you tell us everything that we already know. What? Look, I got called names, cussed out and stuff, so you...
He did. It was bad. It was brutal.
But I'm going to show more class than that. I'm just going to be...
I wouldn't.
He had several, wasn't just one. He got lit up last year.
Oh, yeah.
But he actually wore the Georgia shirt on the air.
I'm supposed to wear a Florida romper, but I can't
Oh,
find
we will
one.
get you one. And it's going to be a youth onesie.
We're going to get you one.
Yeah.
I'm so
You don't
bad
have to
at my
worry about it.
cheeks.
I told Keith...
You just hope you don't want to look like that pitcher.
Keith and I talked all week last week,
changed
and
first.
he was enamored with Alabama's offense. He's like, Florida's offense isn't as good as Alabama. I said, I'm telling you, Florida's offense is as good as anybody's in the country.
Agreed.
I did not expect them to be able to run. They lined up and whipped them on. There were some 3rd and 2s and 3s that Florida actually ran the ball and got first downs. I would not have expected that. They rushed for over 100 yards against them. And threw for, I don't know, nearly 500. Georgia's defense is really good, no question. And it may still be one of the 2 or 3 best in the country. But it's not legendary, and it's not great against really good offenses.
So Georgia played the elite of the conference twice, and it wasn't close.
All right, but are you done?
For now.
Okay. Any comments towards that before we head to NFL?
No, I just
Ricky did tell us this before we...
I
The
seen
COVID break
That's
at
where I was
CCAS. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's canceled round 2 of the playoffs.
And they've lost their season. That's
The-
the end of it. That's
sad.
That is.
the thing that shocked me most about Georgia, Florida was just how Florida could physical Georgia. And believe me, I don't know. I don't believe Florida would win 10 out of 10 times.
No, I don't either.
But when Georgia got physical, and probably they've been physically manhandled twice this year, and one of them was Alabama and one of them was Florida.
You're wrong, Gary.
Gary, buddy, we're going to find out here in a few weeks.
You're wrong, Gary.
But Florida,
I have to agree with him.
I don't.
Florida,
That's up for debate, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Randy.
Go ahead.
what are we talking about,
He is
Florida?
going, what?
No, Gary, an Alabama fan, said Florida's offense isn't as good as Alabama's.
I-
They don't have a receiver, but your best receiver, your fastest receiver's hurt. So Florida's offense is every bit as good. Now, do they run the ball as much? No.
If Kyle Pitts is healthy.
Yes. Yes.
So
Well, that's the caveat.
That was my big point of the game. Is nobody had brought up that Kyle Pitts got hurt, and I don't know that we've got clear definition to where he's going to be at.
No, wait a minute. How he got hurt? He got destroyed by Georgia, right?
Yeah, I didn't see the exact play. I was.
Who?
So he got lit up.
Who?
He lived
Pitts?
Pitts.
Oh, yeah. He got knocked
Yeah.
into next week.
Do you think it was clean?
I think it was football. I don't think he was trying to
What I
kill
think
him.
is
I don't know.
what I think is clean
And they're
is
down
a
three
lot
receivers. Yeah,
farther
Georgia's
than most
hurt.
people
Right.
think.
Do what?
Georgia's hurting. They're down
Without
three.
Kyle
Yes, they have a better running back. Okay, Florida's got a better tight end.
Without Kyle
That's a
Pitts,
tie. Gets it
without
right.
Kyle Pitts, Florida's outlook changes dramatically.
Oh, no question. You saw that in the second half for those that watched. Now, Key said he told me that Georgia was going to lose because of all the defensive injuries. I'm so glad he brought that up.
This
talk
is why
about-
I want Keith on the show.
Let's talk
This
about
is why, right here.
I'm bringing my ref uniform.
all I've heard for 4 years now. Kirby's the greatest recruiter, yada, yada, blah. And they do. They switch in and out a lot of defensive linemen. I'm not listening to that bunk that you deep. Big deal. Florida's best receiver got knocked out. Still won the game. If you can replace a 5-star with a 5-star, I'm not listening to you whine about their defense.
Tennessee won a national
All right,
championship.
we got to
lost
wrap.
to Marlboro.
We got to get the NFL and Masters, and we got 15.
Not that tight end.
We'll have 15 minutes. All right. That's why we want Keith here, because it gets very interesting. You've known Keith a long time, so that's what makes it fun.
You should have been there Friday.
Yeah, and we got to do that again, by the way, Keith.
And Keith just smiles.
Yeah.
Gets under your skin and just smiles.
Now, NFL. The question was, what was the question, Gary, or one of my, was it Chad that asked, who can you drop in at Dallas?
No, it was Gary.
Gary? All right. Who do you drop in at Dallas that would be better than what they have?
That's not the question.
What
That's
was the question?
Close
That's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
question.
It was close, wasn't it?
No, not close.
Who can start his offense? Somebody pull that up.
Who could Dallas win with at quarterback with that offensive line? And the answer is Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, agreed. And I said that first of the year.
And Tom Brady.
Hold on, there's more than just that.
And
Tom Brady, did he actually score a point the other night?
He didn't, but I mean,
Keith said Georgia should have pulled a fake COVID blow up like Florida did.
But when you've got that many skilled people,
Wouldn't have helped you, brother. It wouldn't have helped.
How many skilled people what?
I mean, Dallas got the best skilled people in the NFL.
Yeah.
So even though your offensive line is,
But they still have Zach Martin, who's great.
yeah, I mean, you give me a coach that can figure out how to get the football out, I'll beat you to death with Michael Gallup,
CeeDee
Amari
Lamb.
Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb, and Ezekiel Elliott.
Who was it today?
And
Schultz.
my Schultz guys.
Yeah,
he's a hoss.
I mean, come on now. Maybe the offensive line's not dominant, but I'll beat you to death. You give me those weapons and a good quarterback.
But Tom Brady was throwing to Antonio Brown.
Tom Brady, everybody forgets that the Saints defense is pretty good.
Dude, all right. Yeah, his question was, would anybody, like you said, would anybody succeed at quarterback with Dallas with that O-line? Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Bunch of them.
Drew
There's
Brees.
a bunch. Yes.
Drew Brees.
Can we forget?
No, Drew Brees
Yes.
could not.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he could.
Now.
Yeah.
Not with the offense they're running. Now, if
Years
they
ago, yes.
They
if
still
Sean
can now.
Payton's calling plays, sure they can,
Yeah.
but because they're getting the ball out of his hand. But the way they're running offense now, Drew Brees wouldn't last 3 games.
Dak Prescott
Roethlisberger would.
was on a pace
Just because he's big-bodied.
to set the all-time passing record for the NFL.
Drew, who?
Dak Prescott, when he got hurt,
Okay.
was on a pace, and it wasn't even close.
Oh no, he had the record for the most yards in the
Well,
first
you
4
can
games.
still
Yeah.
pass, but you're not winning.
Again, you know,
At the same time, and who was it? Was it me and you talking about the? It was me and you. If Dallas would have beat the Steelers,
Yeah.
I'd have loved it.
big if. But
Did
if
you
they
see
would
that?
What do
have,
you mean big
Y'all
if?
see that
It-
game?
Big
they were
if.
winning in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, did you see that last drive by that kid?
yeah,
yeah.
impressive. And you said, go ahead. Tell
Here's
what
my issue with the whole thing.
that would have been Dak would have been.
Yeah, if he could
see ya.
have drove that drive and scored that last drive.
So-
Dak,
When they were up 7 and they didn't go for it, 4th and
That
that
was done.
much,
That
with
was done.
Zeke Elliott,
I lost my mind.
Yeah,
Well, you don't even have to give it to Zeke. Hut! Fall forward.
so
that's all you got to do.
Dallas, to me, is an anomaly. They have Zach Martin, like you said, but Dallas still. I mean, you're talking about can you win with them? A guy named Gabe Gilbert that just walked in from the American Football Association almost beat the 8-0 Steelers last week.
Yeah, but Gabe Gilbert was where did he go to school? Oregon? No,
Texas.
Texas.
I believe. Texas or Texas Tech, somewhere
Texas
down
Tech,
south.
was it? I think. Yeah, it's somewhere in that area. But he was pretty decent college quarterback.
He was, but he's the 4th quarterback in Dallas. It's Dak, Andy Dalton, and the Newsy kid, and then.
Well, now they found out that Gilbert's just as good as Andy Dalton was.
But I'm just saying, the 4th. I mean,
Okay, now
this guy's making $400,000 a year.
Dak's leading the league in passing. Andy Dalton wasn't too
Ted said
shabby.
Stetson Bennett. Yes. Yes.
Stetson Bennett, yes.
Dalton wasn't too shabby. This Gilbert kid comes in and drove the field. All right, but of course, now on that last drive, Pittsburgh was playing, prevent, keeping the end out of the end zone, and
So
they
now-
done that.
Tell me 3 better receivers than Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. Maybe.
Kansas City.
I don't know if they've got 3 better.
Tyreek Hill. They got 3 faster ones.
yeah.
Well, that's true, but not
Mecole
better.
Hardman, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Kelsey.
But I still don't think they're better. You could put Kelsey in there. You could put Tariq in there and throw Hardman in there, and I still don't know that they're better than
I don't know that they're better. They're as good.
you. Maybe Atlanta. Julio, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage. Could you compare that?
No, God, no.
Julio and Calvin.
Yes.
Julio and Calvin is the two best receivers on any team, in my opinion.
Julio's not. He's
why is
he's
Atlanta
not
winning?
what he was
Atlanta's
3
your
years
team,
ago.
right?
He's just not.
Atlanta's won 3 straight.
Finally, but they falcon up everything else.
They went and screwed up.
That
Now,
one, you like that one.
But hold on. Let's talk about the Falcons.
That's a Greg Payne one there.
The Falcons are stupid. The fired coach from being 6-3 right now. They had 3 historic meltdowns with 4 minutes to go. So basically,
but the thing is, the guy head coaching now was the one calling the plays when they were losing.
Hey, he got himself a job.
Apparently.
And won 3 straight.
And he's playing, and they're playing great.
So, but you can't say it's Dan Quinn's fault.
No, but something changed in the dynamic of the team.
Yeah, I think Dan Quinn brought a lot of animosity to Georgia.
Dan Quinn almost won a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
I'd be fine with Dan Quinn coming back to Florida. He was on some of those super terrific defensive Florida teams.
Sometimes it's changing the mentality of the football team. And, hey, maybe it's that everybody loves Raheem Morris and they want him to get the job, so they're playing extra hard.
You know what? Shame on them.
Who do you put in it? Who do you snap and play in Atlanta that wins besides Matt Ryan?
Anybody.
I'm not impressed with Matt Ryan.
Anybody.
Never have been impressed.
There's a lot.
Who? All right. Sure ain't Tom Brady. Lord, look what he's been doing. He got a hammer.
He's 6-3.
He's got a hammer. Did you watch him Sunday? Did you watch that game?
I saw him 3 games prior to that too, and he was throwing like a champ.
Yes. Now, did you watch Sunday?
I watched a little, but here's the thing: Tom Brady's 42. He gonna have days like that.
How? He was his receiver. Here's what.
Well, like he said,
your point's valid.
He was trying to get Antonio Brown involved in the game instead of
trying too hard.
Yes.
All right.
New Orleans has got a great pass rush.
Well,
they have a good defense.
But Brady
front to back, they have a good defense.
Brady looked like he didn't know what the plays were, where his guys were going to be at. His plays were off. They were short. He has a weak arm now, of course, because of his age. And he does. If you watched him Sunday, he is not the Tom Brady that won those 3 games.
So
He's not.
I'm going to give you the other side of the coin. His best receiver was coming off a broken hand, hadn't played in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Brown.
He still got Gronk.
Antonio Brown hadn't played ever with him except for Patriots. Gronk is his second string tight end because his first string tight end.
But he's got all those years with Gronk.
But you've not played with these other guys.
The best receiver on that team doesn't get enough balls. And I think that said, he brings it on himself.
Okay.
Mike Evans is the best receiver on that team.
But what week are we
But
at?
he does not bust his tail, and Brady's not going to reward him.
Sean Payton took Bruce Arians out to the backyard and said, let me show you. So coming into that game, if it's not Seattle, it's Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And New Orleans went, hey, hold on.
Not just that.
We're here.
Seattle got whipped by Buffalo, who nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Buffalo's
Nobody talks about their quarterback.
Josh Allen.
He is on point, son.
Because all they talk about is Patrick Mahomes, because they all come out.
Allen's just as talented, I believe.
You start putting together that trade they made in the offseason for Stephon Diggs now with John Brown. Mm-hmm. And now you've got Zach Moss, who is remember him at Utah? I mean, he was just a stud. He could play at any college in America. And now you see he's healthy. So Buffalo is for real.
I can't see.
Yes, they are.
Falcons.
Yes, he's got a point. Probably could.
I told him to get over.
But here's the thing: how many weeks has Brady been playing?
8.
All right, he's had plenty enough time to get his receivers on track. The only one I would give a pass to, Antonio Brown, but he has experience with Brown.
Chris Godwin played with a broken hand.
But at the same time,
broken hand.
But at the same time, he's played all those years with Gronk. Gronk knows the pattern, knows the receiver. They got their timing down. Gronk should be catching a lot more balls. Why he's not, I don't know. I wouldn't think he's out of shape that much.
Half the player he used to be.
Oh, well, we can say that. Why they got him then? They got him because the fact.
Tom, you want Gronk here? Yeah.
Exactly, because he's the go-to. He's not catching balls. That's what I'm saying. Something isn't right. Something isn't right.
So you give me the...
And I'm wondering if Brady's hurt.
He's had a bunch of injuries.
Or concussed.
If you give me... All right, so right now is as low as it gets. So let's play this as the stock market.
Okay.
So the Bucks are selling for $1 a share. I'm buying every share I can get because
The other side's
win the
good.
Super Bowl or just
they're
No,
going to be there.
they'll make the
they're gonna make
playoffs.
playoffs?
And they're going to make a run.
Dogs me.
Well, yeah, because I didn't know
I've
Brady
said
would
since
come
day
out.
one they're gonna make playoffs.
If they play like Sunday, no, they have no chance at playoffs.
If Aunt June,
Well, I know what you're saying, but you didn't see the game, evidently.
I watched some evidently.
No.
Evidently, I didn't.
How much is some? 1 quarter?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
You
not
forgot
even.
the other 3 he was horrible at. It was bad.
I saw his stats and
They were horrible.
Oh,
process of elimination told me, oh, he didn't play good.
yeah. Well, that's one way. But when you see, like, here's
The score is another indicator.
I
Here's
hate
the-
the
here's
man.
the answer.
But when he,
40
if you tell me Tom Brady is mad and upset
Now
and
he'll
not
play.
embarrassing, and got embarrassed on national TV, I'm going to go put a $10 bill.
I like what Bruce Arians does too.
He will light them up Sunday. If he don't, you know something's
Just like
wrong
the
with him.
first game of the season, they lost, and he looked bad. Arian comes out, doesn't really torch him like the media made it out to be. Just
I've got to play better.
Tom's got to play better. That's right. What he do? Play better.
Yeah.
What happened after Sunday's game? Bruce Arian went back to the media to point out that Tom needed to play better. So I bet Sunday Tom plays better.
All right.
Before
So
we
here,
jump off,
but here's the thing. Just like he said, he's done it twice. Tom needs to play better. They brought Tom in to win a Super Bowl, did they not?
Absolutely.
They brought Gronk in to win a Super Bowl, did they not?
Everybody they brought in.
Yes. All right, and it's not working. So is it
Well, how's it not working? They're 6-3, man.
6-3? You're
That means 10-6.
they were,
That means playoffs.
they entered Sunday.
3 losses in the playoffs,
6 losses in the playoffs. If you go 10-6, you're making the playoffs.
and that's
Keith
sad.
Perry's comment.
That's really sad. Who?
I'm
Keith
back
Perry.
to. What's Keith Perry? I can't see it.
Bucks are tanking so they can draft Garantano. That's funny.
That
Hey,
man,
Yes, I hate Tom
Before-
Brady too.
Everybody hates Tom Brady. Before we
I
go
hate
to the
Tom Brady.
Masters, let me ask you this.
We got to get to the Masters.
How scary is it to know that Trevor Lawrence could literally still play 2 more years in college
That's-
if he wanted to?
depressing.
Do you think he comes out?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's
What if
number
he
1 draft
transfers
pick.
to Georgia?
All right, but here's the thing.
I may
You're
put a
coming
hit on
out.
him.
You're coming out knowing I'm going to the Jets.
Okay.
Okay.
It's New York.
Hey, Flacco looked good at the Jets last night.
Do we all remember what Joe Namath did in the late '60s by being a long-haired, high-profile, cute-faced?
Can he win at the
Bad
Jets? Can he
quarterback.
win at the Jets?
NFL, if you got a quarterback, you can win anywhere.
Well, Buffalo's proven that.
If you get the right guy to take snaps, there is one position that is.
Kansas City and Buffalo's.
Well, in Georgia, to kick them while they're down, Georgia proved this weekend. Who had the better quarterback, Florida or Georgia?
Florida.
Mac Jones is not better.
All right. Well, if you
No,
have,
Joe,
all right,
Gary's said
then tell
Mac
me why
Jones
the
is better and
goat,
he's going to win
supposedly the
Heisman.
goat,
He
Tom
said Mac
Brady,
Jones better than Trevor Lawrence.
played horrible
And
Sunday.
you know what my
Looking at the
Here's
tablets,
my
going,
response.
he don't know what's going on.
the draft is going to say
He's
different.
pointing, going this way, that way is horrible. But anyway, enough about the NFL.
What's up, Sean
I'm
Green?
lucky. I'm thankful the Steelers don't deserve to be undefeated. I'm glad they are.
Yeah, Key
but
said
they
word
don't
is
deserve it.
Trevor's transferring to
I
Georgia.
would love it.
Yeah.
Do you know Trevor Lawrence grew up a Tennessee fan? Everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, I've sat in his
Now,
family.
Keith, he did
with
hear
his
that
dad.
from a source. That's what he told
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. His family grew up.
He's
going
the
to
source he
Knoxville
heard it
football
from.
game.
He
Would
talked in
come
his
to
sleep.
Tennessee, though?
No, God, no. He wouldn't come to Tennessee. He
All
wouldn't
right.
come to Tennessee because of 4 years ago because of Butch Jones.
All right, we're clearing the table, wiping the slate clean, talking golf. The biggest tournament of the year
Gotta get my notes
this
out.
weekend, the Masters. Who is your pick to win the Masters?
I mean, there's a handful that, for the last 5 years, it's Rory. I have now just concluded that Rory is going to win a Masters at some point.
At some
But it's
point.
probably not until his mid-30s. How do you bet against Bryson DeChambeau
Oh.
right now?
Oh, Gary just made a great statement. I think it came in.
No, he didn't make a great statement. He made a dumb statement. He made a hard statement.
It's not a great.
Tua is not better than Joe Burrow. He's not. Tua threw for 93 yards his first start.
But
that's great.
He threw for what last week?
240.
They've won both games with him at the helm.
And they won 2 games prior to him, which makes no sense. Why are you benching Ryan Fitzpatrick?
And
That makes no sense.
Ryan Fitzpatrick was winning football games when they got rid of.
Yes. They brought him down there because of that.
I believe the Bengals were the worst team in the NFL last year, and now, hey, I don't want to play
I don't know. I thought
who wants to play them? Joe Burrow throws for 300 every
Jets
week.
were worse than Bengals. Dolphins were worse than Bengals.
Last year?
Yes. The Jets were worse last year than Bengals. Bengals were bad. Don't get me wrong. But the Jets have nothing to build on. The Bengals did. The Bengals, you can't
What did the Bengals have?
Well, they
went and drafted a stud quarterback is what they built on.
And what has he done for them?
He throws for 300 every
I'm talking about, what's the record?
2 and something.
Okay. That's my point.
Okay, so you're saying Tua sitting on the sidelines is why Miami was winning?
No, I said Fitzgerald. They shouldn't have got rid of Fitzpatrick.
He talked.
But they did.
I'm stunned at that. I was disappointed. I said no on the whole Tua deal. Tua's playing good, and maybe the Dolphins said, you know what? We're not going to be in the playoffs. Let's just go.
Gary's saying Tiger's going to win. He's not.
No, I've got a Tiger point.
I am super stoked though about there won't be any azaleas.
Sergio is out to the Masters,
but there will be.
Man,
their trees will be They showed a live picture of them today. The leaves are changing. It is. Oh my! I cannot. I may call in sick Thursday and Friday.
Tua wins the Masters.
Yeah,
Tua wins the Masters.
And he says, and Tua is better, and Cincinnati is always behind, so he has to throw all the time. True.
Tell me this, Gary. Did Tua ever win a Heisman? Did Tua ever set any historic records? Did he break any historic records? Tua was really good in college. Nobody's going to argue that. He's 6'1" on a great day. Joe Burrow is 6'4". Joe Burrow throws it through the wall.
We're going back and forth, Jack, because y'all keep commenting on the NFL. We'll quit reading the comments and we'll go back to Masters.
Has to be really good with his timing. The dude's not even naturally left-handed. Tua is not going to be a better NFL quarterback
than Joe Burrow.
He's not.
Tua's top.
And Tua might be good in the NFL. He's not going to be better than Joe Burrow.
Tua's top is Drew Brees. That's the closest comparison.
Russell Wilson, maybe.
No, he doesn't run like Russell Wilson.
But that's what I'm saying. He has to play like Russell Wilson to be successful.
And Russell Wilson has a cannon.
Well, Russell Wilson, I think, in my opinion,
I don't know if you're trying to be cute, funny, or what, but Tim Tebow's the best college player ever.
That is. All right, your start, Russell Wilson. Who's your best right now? The best quarterback.
Oh no, we're done with that. We're going back to Masters.
No, we ain't.
Yes, we are.
We're not best because we done brought it up. Best quarterback.
Then I'm not talking about that.
Just best quarterback NFL right now.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Exactly my point. All right.
Okay.
If Tua plays like Russell Wilson, he's got a chance. If he don't, Joe Burrow's got to be.
Fair enough.
Go to the Masters. Tell me who you're picking, and then go to the next guy.
How do you not pick Bryson DeChambeau? As I said.
Who's your dark horse?
Xander Schauffele.
Who you picking as your dark horse?
I am picking Hideki Matsui.
Who?
Hideki. You know the pitch.
Like Clemson's quarterback's DJ?
Yeah, Hideki. And I'm picking him for a reason. Because I like his odds. No, I actually think I spent a lot of time reading about the Masters this week, and one thing that they kept bringing it up is the condition of the course, and that the condition of the course is going to be wet.
It's going to be different than
it's going to be
most
damp,
springs.
And that probably favors the younger golfers. Someone like Tiger with a bad back is going to have to lift the ball more. So Phil. I went with John Rahm. He's 26 and the youngest golfer.
And that dude can play. And Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Then Aaron Rodgers.
He's probably he might be the best player on tour that's never won a major under 30. And clearly...
He's going to win several. All right, Ricky Gilly. Who's the best college player of all time? No, I'm not biased. I watched the dude play.
Yeah.
Brent, who you picking for the Masters?
Vincent Houston.
Okay.
Who's your dark horse?
He's my dark horse.
That's definitely a dark horse.
I think Koepka's going to pull this one out.
He has been forgotten a little bit.
He has, and I think he's
Is he healthy? That's my only thing. Because wrist, cool, damp weather, I've had tendonitis in my wrist, and when it's cool and damp, that's not it. Your wrist will be inflamed.
You saw Jason Day on day 4 coming off an injury, kind of collapsed in the Houston Open.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's young legs.
Oh, not just young dudes. That course is long now, and there's a lot of hills. Maybe the 1 year I don't pick Rory, he's probably going to win.
Also, the conditions. You're going to have to be able to chip to win this late in the year. You know, they always say the Masters is a putting tournament, but I mean, all right, so the bent grass is going to be a little slower this year. Is it going to be 13? So
it's going to be just as fast.
But if you get hot, and you get some of these big hitters throwing stuff down at the green, especially on Hayman Corner.
Well, again, DeChambeau, you look at him in U.S. Open, they're like, you can't hit driver every hole.
No.
Really? Okay. And just blast it by everything.
One of the prop bets that's on DraftKings right now is how many 340-yard drives he'll have.
That's right.
So, I mean...
And there is no rough there. It's like the fairway of Ever Muni in Chattanooga. That's their rough. And it's going to be thin. And the dude is a scientist when it comes to putting. I think Koepka's a good pick too. I will not be surprised if he wins.
My friend that's a greenskeeper over at Bear Trace just texted me, Matthew Wolff at plus 4,000.
Matthew Wolff's a good pick, and he's probably going to be one of mine that I pick in the pool.
Yeah.
I like the bracket he's in.
So, have you ever heard of Vincent Houston?
I think he's on my bracket.
Chad Rogers said Bo Jackson's the best college football player of all time. The problem I have with that is when Dale Jones hits you and you walk and sit down on the bench, you're not the best of anything.
So
you're not.
Just for the record, both of them make my top 5. But
I'll put him in top 5. I'll put Herschel in top 5.
But all 3 of them make my top 5.
He wants his pick from last time.
Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, and...
Only 2 now, Jack Wagon.
The third one I'm going to throw in there, Tommy Fleetwood.
Agreed.
How many touchdowns did Herschel Walker or Bo Jackson throw?
Are we not talking Masters?
I'm talking to them. You are. Did you say Billy Horsham?
How did we go
Tommy
from...
Fleetwood's not a bad pick. I like that pick.
How did we go from that to running backs?
Gary's still lost in football.
Gary, we were on the Masters.
Gary, though.
We're on the Masters.
He's taking Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
To win the gold jacket.
Yes.
So
gold jacket, green jacket.
Who did you say? Who?
I said Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay, I see. Who was the other? Your dark horse?
Xander Schauffele.
So if you are on Sunday...
Ask Dale Carter. Or not Dale Carter, Eric Berry.
If you are on Sunday at the Masters, and you're in contention, and there's no one there, do you still not want Todd paired with Tiger? Yes. Even with no crowd there?
You would want to be paired with Tiger then, because you're not going to have to worry about the yells. And if you whip his butt, you can say, I whipped Tiger's butt.
Vincent Houston and Koepka are my picks.
Hideki and
now,
Rahm.
Ricky said Shooter McGavin is winning.
Shooter!
Choke on that, baby! Nice segue.
Hey, I can't even come up with a fictional golfer right now after that.
What's Randy Quaid's name in Dead Solid Perfect?
Oh, God. That was...
You could be Roy McAvoy.
Yeah.
He could win. Unless he sits there at Amen Corner and just keeps chunking balls into the pond.
But he got it. He got it there. He got it there.
There is a Lowry playing at the Masters.
Oh, he's taking him.
Yeah, Shane Lowry.
No, he spells it different. No, I done got my picks. I throw that third one in there because I know Ricky Fowler's not actually. I would take Fleetwood probably over Fowler.
Tiger's ex whipped his butt. No big deal. he said.
That's true.
With what
She
club?
swung the club harder than he did.
3-iron.
3-iron.
Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah, that dude can flat out play.
He's my dark horse. Yeah,
So-
I've got him over Fowler
Halo was Fleetwood.
and Johnson. Dustin
Which
Johnson
was
and
dark horse.
Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood's dark horse. And closing comments, Randall.
I'm scratching my head. Closing comments goes out to my friend D. Swain.
Oh, that's you.
Just want to congratulate you. What you said earlier in the year came through. What I've said earlier in the year about Tennessee football is so far from the truth. I don't even know how to even bear it.
Wait a minute. What did he say that's true?
He said Florida
Would go undefeated.
would beat Georgia,
He did say that.
and he had no doubt about it. And he said the difference in the two teams was behind center, and that's pretty much what.
Yeah,
proved
he
out.
did say that.
So-
He got 2 out of
Who's
3.
your other
Good
one?
job.
Hideki and who?
That's more than I got.
Wrong.
But he has wrong.
I don't even think I got 2.
Yeah, Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Good
So-
job,
Who
3,
was your
man.
second?
Xander Shoffley.
So the other goes out to the Georgia football team.
Chichi Rodriguez.
I'd just like to give a shout out to my people
That is an actual golfer.
Yeah.
at the Georgia Trophy case.
Shut it.
They don't,
Shine it up.
they don't need to expand it.
But you can dust it.
You can dust it. You can put that 80 Heisman Trophy right up next to that 80 National Championship. And yes,
We're fixing the same.
I know we're bad, but we won one in the last 22 years. I'm 54 years old and was 12. No, let me do the math. I'm 14 when you won one. Keith Berry,
I was 10.
I appreciate your comments and interest in Tennessee football.
You don't have to lean into the mic anymore, by the way.
I'm trying to go for emphasis
He getting
here.
fired up.
Yeah. He's building.
Please, please do not use your football program to justify our football program to justify yours, because right now we stink. That is all. Basketball starts November the 25th. Go Vols. I'm done.
BB?
I'm gonna go a little somber note. Remember my. I know I'm doing prayer requests instead of my final thoughts.
Oh, that's fine.
My cousin, her stepson, got tragically taken from us Saturday night. 13 years old. So
Oh, my God.
remember,
How do you deal with that?
I have no idea. But I saw him at the funeral home and got to talk to him for a little bit. But it's not easy, I'm sure. So remember them. I'm not gonna throw names out, but it's pretty self-explanatory. If you look at the obituary, you'll see a 13-year-old. But still, I'm not gonna throw it out. But that, and then hopefully we look better, Georgia, next week.
This week.
This week.
Thank God for COVID.
Hopefully Daniels will start, and maybe we can give him some injury timeouts too, because we stink. And that's about all I got.
D Swain?
I don't think JT Daniels is right, or we'd already seen him. But that's neither here
I
nor
think
there.
he's still injured.
Yeah, I think so too. Rick said he's sorry to hear that.
Thank you, sir.
I will say this first and foremost. Shout out to Gordon Lee, Heritage, and Ringgold
Yes.
softball teams
Yes.
for bringing home the gold again. Gordon Lee's volleyball team ended up losing the 5th set of the state championship, so they finished second.
Down 0-2 came back.
Down 0-2, win 2 in a row, and lost a heartbreaker in the last set. But there will be a banner going up in the rafters for that as well. And Chad, we did talk about Gordon Lee a little bit. That's just, it's a factory. It's a dynasty down there. Heritage is starting. I want to see what Ringo does last year, because I know they lost several key seniors this year. I'm sure they got some girls that'll step in, but they win 3 in a row. They're the real deal, Holyfield as well. Heritage has won 3 in a row. Gordon Lee's won 10 of 11. I think 6 in a row. The North Georgia softball, when I was in high school, it was still slow pitch. And, in the early 90s, Tennessee, East Ridge, Central, they were head and shoulders above. I would like these schools to play those schools now because I think it's reversed. Minus Baylor. I would like to see a little round robin with Gordon Lee, Heritage, Ringgold, and Baylor. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
But Georgia fans,
Maybe next year.
just remember, it was just another win for the Gators. No big deal.
Here, let me put that on T for you.
I do like
Over you, Hoss.
I do like the comment that they said Georgia could actually watch their national championship game on beta.
Wow.
That's one of the best ones, and that was
that is
from Gary.
Mine's at least on VHS.
That was good,
Hey,
folks. We got
got one more thing. I want to plug something for Christmas. My friend has started a online Christmas gift.
Oh, you're not plugging our stuff. You're plugging your friends.
I got socks too.
tell them about the socks. Do you remember? We've not. Where's the merch?
It's at the house.
1 for
Dude,
6.
we have shows on Tuesday and Thursday. Bring merch.
We got
Let it
socks.
hang.
We got socks. We got socks. We
Show 'em.
got socks.
Hold on, I ain't got it on yet. Hold on.
And hey, folks, those things are odor proof because
They are. They're
you
phenomenal.
can wear them about 3 days and they still.
I don't
smell
even
bad.
have it.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but I like them.
Yeah.
1 for 7, 2 for 6,
No.
2 for
You-
12.
How do you go backwards?
That's $6 a pair.
I know what he's talking about.
And
1 for 7, 2 for 12, 4 for 20.
there you go. Thank you for that math ability there, Mr. Chattanooga State.
Math ability.
You are welcome.
I like
UCLA is what I like to refer to it as.
Yeah, University of Chattanooga left on Amacola. Also, I want to plug the Groovy Gourmet. Some of the coolest stuff you'll ever see. Hey, she makes jelly out of all kinds of crazy combos. Right now, I'm trying to work on a habanero. I think it's a habanero apricot. Say that.
Apricot.
Habanero.
Apricot.
Only
So-
Randall gets 2 rounds
Habanero
of closing
peach is
comments.
really good.
Hey, go see the Groovy Gourmet. And you know what? www. Groovy Gourmet.
Where's it at?
www. Groovy Gourmet. Order online.
WWW is my guess.
W. Back to you, B-Lo, to close it out. And Tom Brady is going to still win.
And he's going to the Hall of Fame.
And he's going to Hall of Fame. And
Maybe as the best.
Well, we do appreciate everybody that has chimed in. It has made to be
Yes, Rick.
one of the most
Always.
awesome
And you're not a
shows
Mountie
we've
one,
had
so I
that
wasn't directed
we've
at you.
enjoyed. This show has actually been fun.
It has been fun.
When you have the comments coming in from Chad and Gary and Ricky, and who did I leave
Keith.
out? Keith, definitely. Now Keith's coming in next
Tuesday. Yes.
can find more
Ricky, if you could
WCW.
come in, always welcome as well.
Yes, Ricky.
Um,
You're
Definitely.
stepping towards the line now.
Yeah. So we do thank everybody for watching, but we forgot to do one thing tonight that we always do.
We did.
We have a
Every
dear
year,
fan, our number one fan of all time, is sitting in the studio, and she would love for us to sing to her.
yes.
And her favorite song is Country
It's
Roads.
a John Denver classic.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, my mama, take me home. Country roads. That's for you and Lee.
There she goes.
Also, hold on, we're still going. Also, Gordon
That's
Lee.
the best.
That's the best
No.
ending.
It was kind of good. I didn't know we was going to do that good at it. Usually we butcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was holding Anna Lee.
But I was already going because I seen some of the comments here, and Gordon Lee next year we have to raise X amount of dollars.
Ricky, you
for
gonna come to
production
Gordon Lee
equipment.
Friday?
But next year we will be covering at least home games. If we get the equipment, we're covering all Gordon Lee football games, and we will be there to do softball and some volleyball as well. This Friday night, after the game, all the Gordon Lee players that want to be on, we're going to bring them on and interview them. I think that's going to be cool.
I know we got an offensive line hog going to come in.
We got to interview the Hogs because they are the stars this year.
I talked to him at church Sunday.
Yeah, it's amazing. They do an outstanding job. Thank you so much for Chickamauga for allowing us to come in and cover those games. We loved and enjoyed the trip that we had all the way down. It's always a blast.
And we got our dip
game.
cone.
Yeah, and the pretzel was phenomenal too.
And D. Swain can no longer sit in the navigation seat.
No, yeah, we ousted.
We almost got lost.
We did get lost because we typed in the correct address, which wasn't
Cell
the field
phones.
address.
And he's had all week.
Cell phones.
All week.
We all three did. It's on all three of us.
You literally, while I was in the back working, pulled it up on your computer.
Yeah.
And said, maybe this is why.
Yeah, this
Nobody's
is an
allowed.
complex. No wonder no fans.
No one ever told me different. But
And
anyway,
then you got hung up on DDP yoga.
Yes, and we didn't
I
even
even
go by
got a
there.
text about DDP yoga.
Yes.
I'm like, what? No.
Why didn't you know? Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. We enjoyed having you. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Visit your church somewhere. Support your local church and your pastor tomorrow. Take care, and may God richly bless you.
Peace!
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
Hello? You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.